everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects millions of animals every year: rescuing and caring for domestic animals, especially pets like dogs and cats. Many of us love animals and consider them to be part of our families, but unfortunately, millions of domestic animals around the world don't have homes. Some are abandoned, some are born as strays, and others are surrendered to shelters when owners can no longer take care for them. In this episode, we'll explore why rescuing animals is so important, what happens to animals in shelters, and how people can help make a difference. By the end of this episode, you might just see adoption and animal care in a completely new way. Let's start with the reality that many domestic animals face. Every year, millions of dogs and cats enter animal shelters in the United States alone. According to data from animal welfare organizations, about 5.8 million dogs and cats enter shelters in 2025. Out of those animals, around 4.2 million were adopted, which is encouraging. However, about 597,000 animals were euthanized due to overcrowding or lack of resources. These numbers represent real animals, pets that once had families or were born without homes. Many shelters struggle with overcrowding, meaning they simply don't have enough space or funding to take care for every animal that comes through their doors. In fact, animal welfare groups explain that shelters are often forced to make difficult decisions when they receive more animals that they can care for. Adopting animals from shelters helps reduce overcrowding and gives animals a chance at a safe, loving life. So why do so many animals end up homeless in the first place? There are several reasons. One major cause is pet overpopulation. When animals are not neutered, they reproduce quickly. This leads to more animals being born than there are homes available. Another reason is financial hardship. Studies show that around 60% of animals surrendered to shelters are giving up because owners cannot afford the cost of food, medical care, or housing restrictions. Sometimes animals are also surrendered due to lifestyle changes such as moving, allergies, or changes in family circumstances. And sadly, some pets are simply abandoned. All of these factors contribute to the large number of animals that rely on shelters and rescue organizations for survival. Animal shelters and rescue organizations play an incredibly important role in protecting domestic animals. When animals are brought to shelters, they receive food, shelter, and medical care. Many shelters vaccinate animals, treat illnesses, and ensure that animals are spayed or neutered before adoption. Rescue organizations also work to rehabilitate animals that may have experienced neglect or abuse. Some animals need time to recover emotionally and physically before they can even be adopted. In addition, shelters try to match animals with families that fit their needs and personalities. This helps ensure that the animal's new home will be a permanent one. Even with all this work, shelters depend heavily on volunteers, donations, and community support to continue operating. That's why I decided to go and volunteer with one of the best animal shelters that I could find. This was Amber's Animal Outreach. They're a nonprofit organization who focuses on taking care of animals and rescuing dogs and making sure that they get a loving home so that they can have the best life possible. I've interviewed Kelly Nelson, who is one of the people that look over and organize all of the things that Amber's Animal Outreach does. So let's see what she had to say. Okay, so what inspired you to start your own dog rescue?
We were volunteering other rescues, and there was a need for more helping rescue dogs. So we opened the nonprofit organization, and we were able to rescue dogs from the kill shelters.
Well, that's really cool. Can you share a bit about your journey? Like, how did it all begin?
Amber was volunteering, and when we started rescuing dogs, we just kept expanding because there was so many dogs that are needing to be rescued, from kill shelters to abuse situations, neglected.
What are some of the biggest challenges you face in running a dog rescue?
The biggest is medical, or the expense, because we're nonprofit, so we solely depend on donations.
Yeah, I get that.
So, and the dogs that she rescues are usually high medical expenses, and just alone with the care alone, with the dog vet bills, the spay, the neuter, the vaccines. So the money issue is a lot.
Of course. How do you find and select the dogs that come into your care?
We get emails from kill shelters or from police officers that are in hoarding cases. And if we have the room and the ability to take them, then we will open
That's
the doors.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's the most rewarding part of rescuing dogs?
Saving lives.
Of course. What advice do you have for people who want to get involved in animal welfare but don't know where to start?
Volunteer. Because once you volunteer, you can see the hard work involved. It's not easy, and sometimes it's not pleasant when we're rescuing dogs. Some of them are very hurt. But if you wanted to get involved, volunteer, and then you can learn more animal welfare. You can tell your friends, and it just branches off like that.
Of course. And last question, how can listeners support your work and the cause of dog rescue? Like your socials and stuff?
It's a big, with marketing, social media, that's the only thing that helps us, and word of mouth.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Helping animals doesn't just benefit them, it also benefits us. Research shows that pets can improve human health in several ways. Many people report that their pets reduce stress and anxiety. In fact, studies show that around 70% of adopters say their pets help reduce stress and improve emotional well-being. Animals can also encourage people to exercise more. For example, dog owners often go on daily walks, which helps both the owner and the dog stay healthy. Pets also provide companionship. For people who live alone, animals can help reduce loneliness and provide emotional support. This is one reason why therapy animals are often used in hospitals, schools, and nursing homes. We are here with Sana Joseph, who is going to answer some questions about how she believes that having a pet has affected or benefited her physical and mental health. So Sana, how do you believe that having a pet has affected or benefited your physical health?
Owning a pet has increased my physical health due to constant walks.
Yes, I completely agree. And how do you think that having a pet has benefited your mental health?
Having a pet has emotionally helped me since she gives me companionship and she reduces my stress levels.
Adopting a pet is one of the most impactful ways to help animals, but it's not the only way. People can support animal welfare by fostering animals. Fostering allows animals to stay in temporary homes until they are adopted. This helps shelters free up space for other animals. Volunteering at shelters. Volunteers help with tasks like walking dogs, cleaning cages, socializing animals, and assisting with adoption events. Donating supplies or money. Many shelters rely on donations of food, blankets, toys, and medical supplies, and you can donate to help them out on their mission. Spraying and neutering pets. Responsible pet ownership helps reduce the number of unwanted animals, so that there will be less numbers of animals outside that don't have a home. Educating others. Spreading awareness about adoption can encourage more people to choose to rescue animals. Even small actions can make a big difference in improving the lives of animals. It's easy to think of shelters as sad places, but they're also places of hope. Every adoption story is a second chance. Animals that once had no home get the opportunity to live with families who love and care for them. And when communities support shelters and rescue groups, the number of animals saved increases. In recent years, more shelters have worked towards becoming no-kill shelters, meaning they aim to save at least 90% of animals that enter their care. This shows that progress is possible when communities get involved. Rescuing and caring for domestic animals is about compassion, responsibility, and community. Millions of animals rely on humans for survival, safety, and love. By adopting, fostering, volunteering, or simply spreading awareness, people can help reduce suffering and give animals the lives they deserve. The next time you think about getting a pet, consider visiting a shelter. The animal you adopt may change your life just as much as you change theirs. Thank you for listening to today's episode.